So in assignment number 5, we're going to be taking powers to powers. And so let's go ahead and get started. Very simple. First problem, at least I think it is, we're going to have 3 n squareds. N squared to the third means we have n squared times n squared times n squared. Well, n squared means n times another n times n times another n times n. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 6 n's here that I'm multiplying together. This is n to the 6th. Well, easy way to think about this is I'm going to take the 2 times the 3 to get the 6. If I'm taking a power to a power, I actually multiply the exponents. Let's take a look at one like this. A long way of looking at it means I have 2 5x to the 4ths. So I could take 5 times, to the 4th here. I could take 5 times 5, which is 25. X to the 4th times x to the 4th. I add the exponents, that's x to the 8th. And so I can also think about it as 5 squared. Well, that's 25. X to the 4th squared, I take a power to a power, I multiply those together, that's x to the 8th. So my final answer is 25x to the 8th. Let's take a look at number 3 here. I'm going to take everything in here to the second power. 4 to the second power. Well, 4 to the second power is 16. A to the third to the second power. That's taking a power to a power. I multiply them in that case. That's a to the 6th. And then b to the 5th to the second power. I'm multiplying those because I'm taking a power to a power. That's b to the 10th. And so final answer here is 16 a to the 6th times b to the 10th. All right, so now we're going to have 2 sets of parentheses. I'm going to take this whole thing to the third power and this whole thing to the second power and then see if I can simplify things. So I'm going to start by taking 2 to the third power. That's 2 times 2 times 2, and 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. Then I'm going to take x to the 5th to the third power. That's taking a power to a power. I'm going to multiply those together. That's x to the 15th power. Then I'm going to take y to the negative third to the third. Again, I'm going to multiply those because it's a power to a power. That's y to the negative 9th power. I'm going to keep going here. I'm going to take 3 to the second power. 3 to the second power is 3 times 3, which is 9. X to the second power is x to the second power. Y to the second is y to the 4th power. And all I did is I just take everything to the third power in the first set of parentheses and everything in the second parentheses to the second power. But now I'm going to multiply these things together. For example, I can take 8 times 9, which is 72. X to the 15th times x to the 2nd. Well, I'm going to add those together because those are like bases. And when I multiply like bases, I add the exponents. That's x to the 17th. And then y to the negative 9th and y to the 4th. Again, like bases, I'm going to add the exponents. That's y to the negative 5th. Although I don't want to leave it like this because I have a negative exponent. And every time I have a negative exponent, I'm going to put it on the bottom. And so this is going to be 72 x to the 15th will stay on the top. But on the bottom, I'm going to move y to the 5th on the bottom so that this negative exponent here becomes a positive exponent. So my final answer is 72 x to the 15th over y to the 5th. So let's take a look at what we should know. First of all, anything to the 0 power is 1. Anytime we have a negative exponent, you can flip it and it becomes a positive exponent. So if it's a negative exponent and it's on top, you could put it on the bottom and it becomes a positive exponent. And if it's on the bottom and it's a negative exponent, you can move it to the top and it becomes a positive exponent. When you multiply like bases, you add the exponents. When you take a power to a power, you multiply the exponents. And if you have a whole product that you take to a power, it's kind of like you have to distribute the negative sign throughout the parentheses. So that is what we should know right now for our quiz, which is coming up. All of this and stuff with scientific notation. And so good luck with this, and we will see you tomorrow in class.